This is from Sarah. I read that you once said you didn't lose your virginity until you were 22, and it was because you didn't like the way you look. Can that be true?
But Sarah, there's a lot of truth to that. Part of my issue, one of my many issues, I should say, was that I was a public figure, and so there's a lot of responsibility for me at that young age because I was celebrated as a virgin, and I wrote it in a book. It was not a very good idea for me to write that in the book. However, I did. It was done. It was in print. It was forever.
So you're stuck with it.
So I was stuck with it. So then there was a responsibility to that. I will say that the part about not liking my looks is that I was very insecure with myself physically, especially my body, because as we've talked about, basically my whole life I was sort of from the neck up. I was celebrated as a cover girl, and so that was the focus. And I never did runway because I wasn't skinny enough, which is sort of pathetic. But so there was a definite insecurity and just a fear that I wasn't kind of good enough. You know, again, as a mom, you try to say to yourself, let's try to find how we're unique, and let's try to not covet what we don't have. But it's years. I'm 47, so it's like now I'm figuring it out. But
that's hey, some people never do.
Right.
And also
like
to be able to say about yourself, this is it, and hey, guess what? This is good enough. This is just good enough, whatever it is. And I think that's huge.
And you see people that say don't traditionally have what we label as a perfect figure, but they walk around with such confidence that before you know it, they're the best thing ever. And then we celebrate that. So there is something to be said for promoting that type of belief.